KZN, I thought the Zulus you couldn't make.
No, let's start again.
So, Thabo, remember we were talking about...
What's the shortcoming of Thabo Mbeki?
Thabo's shortcoming.
Yeah.
His shortcoming was that, his strength was that he knew how to surround himself with strong people. Of course, with the exception of Zuma. But Zuma equally was strong because you needed a Zuma to unite KZN, which is the biggest tribe in the country. And remember the war that had been fought from the 80s was between ANC and IFP. But it was basically a Zulu versus everyone else.
Oh, yeah, that's when Zuma went there to neutralize IFP.
So Zuma was functional as a leader. He was important for them. But obviously later on he proved them to be a liability.
Or to the organization.
Yeah, because of his inclination to pocketing public funds.
No, Tshepo, you're moving it fast. Is that before he's the deputy president?
Yes.
Or afterwards?
Before.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So
when you were still the MEC
of economic
in KZN?
Development in KZN.
Okay.
So the trial that he's supposed to be in, it's not when he was the president of the country, it was when he was still an MEC of economic development.
You mean this arms trial?
Yes, the arms deal. He committed allegedly those offenses when he was an MEC, but he was nonetheless an influential member because he deputized Tshepo Mahlare from 1999 within the ANC.
Yeah, but some people say it's your abotables, the late Honorable President Mandela, that needs actually to be accountable to that. That how did Zuma wield so much influence at the time, to make that arms deal contract to go through?
Because of the ANC's culture of underdealing. Because ANC went and had its underdealings to say, hey, we are having this huge tender coming. It's ANC as an ANC, right? Not ANC as not the government of the country. ANC as ANC.
You mean that's how the Chancellor House operates, their economic arm?
Of course, the Chancellor House was a conflict of interest to start with. How can you compete with a company that already enjoys political weight if ever you're going to bid for anything? ESCOM collapsed because of Chancellor House. Because Chancellor House went
what you are alleging?
It went into a deal with Hitachi, and they formed a company called Hitachi Africa, wherein the shareholders was Hitachi, the main Japanese firm, and ESCO, and Chancellor House. Now Hitachi then delivered inferior generators for Kusile, and I think those two power stations that were being built for billions. Remember, those are the ones that led ESCOM into debt. So what then happened is that when they were found wanting, instead of killing the contract and suing them, what do they do? They're basically saying ANC must sue itself.
Which is close to impossible.
It's impossible. Then ultimately these guys got away with having been paid billions, but having not delivered. And remember, non-delivery doesn't mean we are not going to re-incur the cost. So we are going to go to another company to say, hey, can you do this cost for us?
Oh, so you mean with ANC, with the collapse of ESCOM, it's not entirely blamed on we've heard about the Guptas. You have read about the Guptas.
No, the Guptas come into
Optima
this.
Minds.
They are coming into this picture very late.
When already the thing had
They are
started
just-
getting rotten,
They are
rotting.
They are just trying to find a way to feed themselves
Ah.
in an already making situation. Because there was already, remember that the mine that had been fought over had been in existence for a very long time. It's in Middleburg, in Hendrina, Middleburg, the Optimum mine.
Oh,
So the mine was supplying Eskom. So they wanted Glencore, so it was Optima. Glencore bought it. Glencore wanted an increment because the deal was no longer economically viable
For them.
the passage of time.
Is that where Shanduka comes in?
So Shanduka is it's on the side.
Oh.
The biggest, so Esco, Optimum was created. So Hendrina Power Station was built around that coal base, and Optimum was gonna primarily supply as that station.
Oh, okay.
So what you then do is you get people who are now saying, "Oh, we can go and negotiate. We can go and negotiate.
Leave it. Yeah.
We can go and negotiate
Yeah.
an increase for ourselves,
Yes.
but only if we take over that."
Ah.
So they go to that gangster called Ivan Trassenberg.
Of Glencore.
And
He's now relocated to Switzerland.
yeah, he's been there, but he's a South African.
Yes. A billionaire.
So Ivan
Yo,
Trassenberg
this country
says,
is blessed.
"You guys can tell us that,
Yeah.
right? We have been trying to negotiate the same deal. You, because you've got a political backing, you want to take over." So they basically run Glencore out of operations. But in doing so, there's thousands of people.
I understand it, but I want us to go back to the main point. You telling me it's Zuma how he was very much accountable in the arms transaction. Then we go back again to Thabo Mbeki, where you think he really messed up.
He obviously messed up in the fact that he did not want to act against Zuma there and there when Zuma was an entity that you can deal with quickly without destabilizing the country.
Oh, so because of this huge power base in KZN, you think that was his fear to act against Zuma?
Yeah, but I don't think it was founded because back then everyone was happy, the economy was doing well, jobs were being created. So Zuma was not a major issue because you can also replace Zuma with one of the popular leaders in KZN politics at the time. And
Even nationally.
There were plenty that you could choose from.
I remember watching Matthew Posa on the SMWX, and he gave a totally new, fresh perspective for me, the lead up to Polokwane conference. Now that I'm tying it to Thabo Mbeki, because the Thabo Mbeki you're speaking about, it seems like he did not want to leave at the Polokwane conference. I think he wanted another term. He wanted to stay. And then it's the comrades that came around with Jacob Zuma and say, "Hey man, chief, yeah, you have to go."
No, actually, they didn't want him to go, but they were scared of going against Thabo Mbeki. Remember, Thabo Mbeki was, in fairness to him, the guy was not really in a dictatorial chase that they are trying to say he was in.
I get you.
But he found himself, once Jacob Zuma showed his hand, he now found himself wanting, because he had not prepared
Okay.
anyone to take over the ANC and push his narrative. You know, I mean, people tend to think that the president just resigns and then says goodbye. You take over. They still want their ideology pursued.
Yes.
Deng Xiaoping in China. When Zemin took over and tried to misbehave, Deng Xiaoping, in a way, said to him, "Look, don't forget who's still in power."
I'm in
and
charge.
only after the first term of Zemin, then withdraw, because then he could be himself. You understand?
Yeah.
So the Tabo's fear was that he knew that Zuma didn't have anything to offer in as far as the economic trajectory and the party policy line of the ANC.
Good. How are you? But now that you say, but what power says did Zuma have so much to convince the people, to lead up to Polokwane, to rally behind him? Because I'm saying Zuma is an outlier, because this is a guy, many of you say he never went to school, right? He's not well learned and but he managed to mobilize that much power and have the opportunity, or you might say blessing, to convince people like you, Matthew Pose, a fellow advocate like you, to rally and support him and say,
I think anyone who says Zuma lacked certain qualities is clearly being elitist. Zuma was without doubt a self-made man. You can go wherever. Zuma was the man to rely on.
Yeah.
And intelligence and moving things around. Zuma was incredibly charming. And he was loved by people. All of these things that I have said, without education, besides his level of education, he could write, he could read, he could interpret information better than many people.
People call him a chess master.
Yeah, he's a formidable player in his play.
In his political games.
So when people say that about him, sometimes you have to say, but
being indigenous,
are they not seeing the guy?
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that he managed to convince so many people
to rally behind him.
Yes, I am not. And remember, he didn't convince them. They were sitting and they were saying, but who can take over this guy? Because this guy is now becoming a problem. He's not listening to us in the NEC.
And now he wants to go against the constitution and run for a third term.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Zuma said, I'm ready.
He rolls his hand.
These other guys were too timid
towards top.
Yes. And what do? Leaders are people who raise their hand.
I agree with you.
You understand? So, and once that matchstick was ignited, it was game on. And Thabo Mbeki was caught on a back foot.
Yeah.
And he didn't know what to do. Because then things were, that discipline was collapsing.
So I know now that was his way out. But then now let's go back to Thabo, where we really started from. Then what were his failings? Because me and you have got
not
this.
Dealing with ANC, was not consulting ANC. It was.
When you say ANC, you mean the NEC, the top 6 or the entire organization?
Well, the top 6 is his people.
Okay.
The NEC is not his people.
So he was no longer consulting the NEC.
He was taking decisions that go against what the party conferences had agreed on.
That was his failure.
And
Yo.
remember, you alienate people. If ever you're not listening to me and then we had agreed, and then you're suddenly just doing as you please, wouldn't that alienate me? It will alienate me, even as your friend, even as a believer in you.
Yeah, I'm like, no, Tshepo,
Yeah, because
man.
now we are no longer. What is
terms.
this relationship?
Yes, there's no consultation.
Yes.
So I'm not feeling worthy towards you. So I rather align with somebody who finds value in me. No, I
So
get
he
you.
alienated people.
The
But
structure,
you know,
the structure of the
the
organization.
core structure, and you know what happens when you alienate people. People then find alternatives to you. But those alternatives are not rational in majority of the time. Because there's no time for rationalizing things. We are speaking from a point of wounded emotions.
I hear you.
So ANC started dying because then when they got tired of Zuma, they came with Sarah without vetting.
To Mamina, send me.
Now the question is,
But
after Cyril, who's there?
yeah, that was gonna be my question, Tshepo. Who's there? We've seen, and I have read. By
For
now,
me, it doesn't matter.
No, it's very important, Tshepo. It matters.
Who becomes
The
up?
president? Yes, because a country needs a credible, but also
But that's the way you're making.
credible and a sound person to be at the CEO
But that's
of
where
this
you are
corporation
making a
called
mistake.
South Africa. It's very
The
important.
mistake you are making is to think ANC will still be there.
No, even if it's not, but it's also going to play a central role. Don't whitewash it away that very soon. Yes, we know they are on their down trajectory, but still they are going to be crucial on who the next leader is. We've read in the papers. I'm just actually only reading in the papers that your homeboy Patrice might throw his hat in the ring. But the other day I was reading from the deputy president Mashatile, and he was saying, hey man, I don't know if he's still a standing member in the ANC to qualify. But
Look, the likelihood is that it's going to be a Mashatile Mbalula presidency.
you don't think Patrice is coming? Will be a formidable
No,
force.
Patrice is intelligent. He knows that he can't align himself with that mess.
But what if Capital wants him to be there? The same way Capital convinced us towards Nazareth that Cyril is the right guy, who's from business, who's going to take South Africa
you need
to greater heights.
You need to hear what Capital is saying with DA, not with ANC.
But yes,
Because
hold it
whoever
there.
Capital is going to
But
back
the same Capital, we've seen how much they undermine Fikile Mbalula. We've seen how much they are very afraid of Paul Mashatile. Don't you see the very many articles now against Paul, his house in Waterfall, the one in Cape Town,
that's not even a problem.
how he's corrupt, how his sons-in-law and kids are locked in, and even his sister-in-law on that Ituba tender, the National Lotteries Commission.
Look, my thing is that the people of this country are fed up with ANC, and you're going to see that next year. ANC, I'm hedging my bets once again.
That's still gonna go down.
That it will not hit 20%.
Therefore, man, that's too much. But we've seen in the recent by-elections, they are winning in Eastern Cape.
I repeat.
I've seen.
Cape,
by the way, last
Eastern Cape is a
evening,
small province.
last evening they won in a ward in Waterbank here in Limpopo. Last evening there was a by-election.
Traditional power base. Eastern Cape and Limpopo and Mpumalanga. And in Mpumalanga they've been chopped heavy.
Oh yeah. Ashman, even when I saw this lady going out of MK, it's like she's also gonna eat part into MK and ANC. This lady who was the provincial convener of MK in
Mpumalanga, that one. Did she join Floyd?
No, she has not yet joined. But she was busy bashing Floyd. How can she join Floyd?
Politics.
Eh?
Politics.
You may think she's going to be bull. That's the guy. Yeah.
So, look, let me be clear. 20%.
Okay. I know about your back. So we have a new boy on the block, my boy. What do you think of my boy?
I don't even make it 1%. Floyd has never been charismatic. Floyd is not a charismatic politician.
But he claims he has consulted nationwide in all provinces. He has been there. Actually, we've been seeing.
We don't know. Maybe
I'm saying.
Maybe he went to Mamelodi and
no,
Tshepo,
no. You're not being
but
generous. No, he's been one of those people who have been covered by the press. Every province he has gone to, the town halls he has had, we've seen people attending. What they've been discussing, I don't know. But when I even saw him on the SABC, I think yesterday about 1 in the morning, he was busy saying he even consulted religious leaders, cultural leaders, and they all told him that he needs
Julius Malema
to form a political party.
Julius Malema and Floyd. Last year, they filled up stadium.
FNB.
Yeah.
We saw even Julius going up.
And after
I'm
filling
never scared.
up ANC, they lost 5%.
No, but we know how that happened because of the surprise of the entrance of MK. So if we make no mistake, MK changed everything.
But MK is still there, ANC.
Yeah, but you know, EFF just didn't grow, but it stayed with only its base. Now the other problem is Floyd leaving.
Floyd will never have someone 1%. 1%.
Okay. So you think it's down bad? You think it's down bad?
It's done.
Okay.
He can say whatever.
Are you going to watch cricket? Where's this guy you're waiting for?
This guy
is not. You've left him.
2-7.
Are you watching a game there that side?
No, I meet with my performance therapist.
Oh, for your big golf?
No, work, life.
Americans have got to you, man.
Did it go through?
It's still loading.
Oh yeah, it's gone.
Tshepo, Americans have got to you. One of the best is Tony Robinson.
You see me do this. One of the things I had to learn was that I play. You can't be an all-rounder.
Of course.
And performance.
I learned in a painful way. You can never.
We all wish we would.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't need to rely on someone. But now I've realized that I needed a team to make myself formidable.
But man, as you're going so let's make it that field. Let's make it those fields. Oh, this is your guy. Okay.
Hey, Metro. Sharp man.